section. So we'll be replicating this Candy Crush. So I'll be designing Candy Crush, and I'll be showing you guys the techniques you use to achieve these stuff here. And when it comes to the icon aspect, though I'll be using a different icon, but kind of similar to Candy Crush icons. So, like I said, I don't know if you watch our previous onboarding section. I talked more about different screens when it comes to game UI. So, like the kind of screens you use when it comes to game UI. Though I will throw a little bit refresh on it because we're working on game puzzle UI. It's going to be portrait. Also can be called vertical screen. And yeah, so before I proceed, I believe most of you here we have junior designers here, intermediate and senior ones here, I believe. And okay, and before I proceed, I don't know if you guys have anything to ask before I proceed. Okay, so there's no response. So since you're working on portrait your game UI, like Candy Crush similar, so I do recommend start from use iPhone 13, iPhone 13, 14. That's 390, 844. Before we do use 375, but as time goes on, you know, every day by day they do change screen resolution. So, but currently now we're using 390. At first, we started using 360 from 360 to 375, now to 390. While the height is 844. Now, before I proceed, I make sure that I have to set up my layout grid. Layout grid is very important when it comes to game UI. Understand? You can't skip layout grid because it matters a lot. Because with layout grid, you can be able to work with your alignment, your alignment, your positioning, so on and so forth. So when it comes to my layout grid, what I'm going to do is I will move from grid to columns. The count will be 4, which is the normal default for the margin. I do recommend starting from 16 upward for the margin. 16 is okay for me. Why the gutter 24 or 16? So I'll go with the gutter 24. I'll go with 24, or let me do on 16 there. F should be on 16, 16, 16, 16. So now we have to replicate this particular stuff. And before I'm able to replicate this particular stuff, there is this stuff I normally do in a way that I make sure that I store my color variations the way that I can be able to use different variation of my color, maybe the tints and the shade part of the color. Yeah, give me a minute. Okay, so now for instance, if you look at this particular top nav here, now if you notice they have this is the pink color and also have a little bit tint color of this particular paint. Now this is where color variation comes in and very important. So what I normally do is that I make sure that I drew out my rectangle. This is my rectangle. Just duplicate it to be 2. Make sure it's 2. Make sure it's 2. Okay. And just use my pen, my color picker. So I'll pick this first pink color here, this particular one here. Yeah, I'll pick it out. So sometimes I can also pick this one for this next one, but for now, the tint of this pink is not necessary for now. Rather, I will generate it from scratch. So what I will do, I'll just copy. What happened?
Please,
question.
yeah, please. Nothing is showing from my end on the screen. Please, is it just me?
Can you guys see my screen, please? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I do think it's your network issue. So please just log out, go out, and then log in back again.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So I believe everyone can see my screen. Okay. I'm okay. Emmanuel, you have any question? You're raising up your hand. Okay. So I think I can proceed. Okay. So sorry.
I want to know if the class is recorded.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's recorded,
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Okay. So now for me to set up my color variation, I do use plugins, but for beginners, it's good for you to know the basics, how to create your color style from scratch. But because of the workshop, and also time, I'll be using plugin so I'm able to fast my workflow. So what I normally use color foundation. I believe most of you have come across color foundation before. Color foundation, um, foundation. So my network. Yeah, foundation, foundation color generator. So I do use this plugin a lot to generate my color variations. Like I said, color variation is very important when it comes to UI design. But there's some parts that we need your tint, and some parts that we need your shade. Like the tint is the light part, while the shade is the dark part. So the next I will. Okay, so once I open my color generator plugin, the profile will be on orbit. So I'll remove it from orbit to material. So I'll paste my color code. I'll paste my color code. You can just give it the color you want to give it, or any color you feel like to give it. So I'll just leave it the default color because of the workshop purpose. So I'll just create style. So once I create my style, automatically it will store local. Can you see? Now it's on my color style now, the local. Can you see? So I'm able to access the color variations now from the 50 to 900. Like I said, because of the workshop and time, I won't be creating the color from scratch. Rather, I use plugin to fasten my workflow. And okay, so now these two are not important for now. Let me just that's important. Yeah. So I'll start by redesigning this nav here, like this particular nav here. Okay. Someone said can't see anything. Gideon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can't see anything for your own end.
Yes, I've logged in and out, but my network is stable. I'm hearing everything you're saying, but the screen is just showing your profile. I just switched to my
I think it's for your network.
switch to my Wi-Fi now.
Okay, Wi-Fi.
Okay.
I don't think it is network because I can't see your screen either.
Okay. Let me stop sharing and share and share again. Let me just stop sharing. Okay, Toby, so you can't see my screen.
I can't see your screen.
Okay.
Well, I can see your screen, Sha. By the way.
Can you guys see my screen now? What about now?
No, it's not up yet now.
What about now?
Yes, I can see it now.
Please give me a thumbs up if you can see it, please. Okay, Gideon, you can see it finally. Thank God. Okay. What about you, Toby?
I will go and come back. I cannot see.
Maybe you're using Glow 2026. So please don't mind me. So you can just log out and log in back. Thank you. Okay, so now, like I said, my first design will be from this particular nav here, this particular up section here. So I will start by when it comes to game, I like using rectangle. Yeah, I play using rectangle a lot. So I'll be using rectangle. Rather use short key R or come over this particular toolbar here. Click on this rectangle. So I'll just draw out my stuffs here like this. And if you notice, when working on portraits, when working on portrait game UI, make sure that there's always a safe zone from your status bar to your main game. Though I will measure the height for you guys to see. So what I normally do is that I make sure that my element space between my status bar is 48. Like give it enough breathing space. So okay, so I'll give this my color. The color just So I'll give it my color, which is the 500. 500 is this particular main color here. So let me like break down this that is 500. Now, when you have to use the plugin, 500 is the main color that I just picked from here. Now from this particular 500, like is the way that the color, like the color is being separated from 400 to 100 and from 400 to 50 is the tint aspect, while from 600 to 900 is the shade, which is the dark aspect. But the 500 is your main color. Is your main color, which is 500 is the main color. Like which is this particular color I just use. This particular one here, this particular color, this color here. So why my next step is to add this corner radius here, this top corner radius. So I'll click on this, I will head over to my appearance, click on this. Now the left and right, I will set it to, let me 24. Yeah, 24 is okay, 24. While the right is also 24, yeah, 24. And if you guys notice, there's a little bit like drop down here, like drop down color. To apply that is very simple. Neither I used drop like infect drop shadow, or I can just duplicate the card and place it under. So but what I would do now, just use drop shadow, make sure that my blur is on 0, set it to 0. Now for the color aspects, I'll be using a little touch shade of my color. That's why I said your color variation is very important when it comes to UI, not only game UI, even product is very important. It's very important. So this is my 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So I'll go with this 600, a little bit touch. Can you guys see? Which is what we have here, kind of duplicate the same thing here. Now I will just have to like adjust the height, maybe adjust the height a little bit. Yeah, leave it on like 132 is okay. 132. Toby, I think you can see my screen, Toby. Okay, Samuel, let's ask question, no problem. Samuel.
All right, sorry. I can hear you, I can see your screen, but the bar is not following what you are saying. You are more faster than it. Like once you said you want to click drop shadow, I get the message before I can see it here.
Okay, my thing is if a network, but let me just repeat it again. Okay, so if you guys look at this particular top section here, there's like a drop shadow. Can you see a drop shadow that gives the 3D effect? There's a 3D effect under it. So to achieve this particular stuff, there's two ways you can do it. Neither you duplicate this particular rectangle or use effects. Now under effects, I will set it to drop shadow, not inner shadow or layer blur. It should be on drop shadow. Now for my drop shadow, the blur, I will set it to 0, to be on 0. Why the color? Okay. So why the color? I will make sure that I will be using the shade of my main primary color, which is I will use the 600, which is this particular one. So let me count it for you guys: 50, 100, 200, 300, 500, 600. So I'm using this particular 600. Yeah. Sorry, 600. Yeah. Can you guys see the difference? See? Can you see? I see the like a little bit drop down. That's giving is the 3D effect. So now next is to like have these patterns. Can you see these patterns? These patterns here. So to have it on my design too. Yeah, okay. Toby, can you hear me?
My boss, I hear you. I can hear you. Fire.
And you can see my screen. Okay.
Yes,
so
I can see
to for us to achieve this particular pattern, it's also very simple. So what I will do is I will use rectangle. The shortcut is R, or you just click on it. So I just have to like push it out like this, something like this. It is like this. Yeah. Now that this particular let's say updates or feature this Figma have the way that you don't need to like be doing it like step by like one after the other. Rather, I'll be using a feature called pattern. It's very simple. To do it is very simple. So let me just duplicate this particular one here. I'll just duplicate this. Remove the drop shadow. Detach the color. Head back to my stuff. Now, can you guys see this particular feature, this particular pattern? So once I click on this particular pattern here, So it tell me to it will tell me to select a source that wants to be on this particular stuff. So I'll just click on this. Once I select this, can you guys see? Can you guys see this particular stuff? If you can see, just give me a thumbs up. If you can see, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. So this is kind of the sheet of Figma have. I'm able to fashion your workflow. It's very simple. So it's for me to start playing around with the sizes and the spacing, so on and so forth. So I can scale the stuff the way I want it. I can also work on the spacing. Can you see the spacing too? I work on the spacing. I can also make the adjustment, the positioning, the alignment. I made the alignment. So play around with it. So I'll have to play around with it. So let me just say make to scale it big enough. I think spacing a little bit. Spacing it's too much. Okay. So let me check how their own works. Okay, they also have only 3 lines. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe six lines. So I'll just have to multiply it, not scale spacing, position it, scale it a little bit. I think spacing, increase the spacing enough. 6. Okay. Give me that just first. And the way this pattern works, that once you pick a particular source, you can be able to control the space, the positioning. You get the position and so on and so forth. You can also control it manually. So I'll just I'll just rotate it a little bit like this. So head back to my stuff here, my pattern. So I'll just name the parent pattern. Let me just get pattern. Call it pattern. So the pattern, so scale it a little bit. So we just get to this is 4. Before the spacing, I want it to be 6. Spacing, say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I think like this is better. I just adjust it. Adjust. Also can also scale scale the size and scale it a little bit. Okay, yeah, I think I can go with something like this. Why I will reduce the width of my stuff. Yeah, reduce the width. It's not giving what I want. So I'm going to achieve it. Coming. Okay, so now there is this particular disadvantage of using this pattern. Now, if you guys look at, I tried making some adjustments here, and I want it to reflect on this particular drop, and this 3D effect, drop shadow is not working. Now, this is where maxing comes in. Now that we use maxing, yeah, this is where maxing comes. You maxed your stuff inside your container. So you max yourself inside the container. So I will just bring this pattern out, duplicate this particular stuff here. So what I will just, okay, let me just bring in my stuff here. So I'll be using max effect here. So I'll bring it in here. Push it out. So what I'm using source. So I'll just delete this for now. I don't need it for now. So I'll be using so I'll do it manually. And it's very simple too. Make sure that, okay, I have to work with the positioning, make sure it crosses stuff. So it's 6. Okay. Yeah. So just have to duplicate like this. 2, 3, 5. And one will come 6. Yeah, this one will be 6. So I guess be wondering, like, how are we going to be able to achieve this particular stuff? If you guys look at this particular, let's look at this stuff now. It crosses my shelves. and also with the like inside the drop shadow too. So like I said, you'll be using maxing. We're going to max. Max is a very like when it comes to game UI, you need to understand how maxing works. It's very important. Understand because most of your elements you'll be maxing them. So what I'll do next is my main rectangle, which is this particular one, I'll give it, let me call it main. I'll just duplicate it. So this will work as my max. Max. So I'll just click on it, highlight these stuffs here, click on the max, head over to this my max, this user's max. Boom. Can you guys see? Now it's giving me, if you guys see, just give me a thumbs up, please. So it's giving me the, you guys see, okay. So it's giving me this particular effect here. Can you see? That's what I'm looking for. So can you see that? Like I said, maxing is very important. You max your design. It's very important as a game designer. You need to make sure that you understand how maxing works. So what I'll do next is to apply the tint of my pink color on this particular stuff. So I'll open the max, click on this, highlight 5 of them or 6 of them. Head over to this my hue color. So I will pick the tint, like the light part of my pink color. Okay, let me see, it's giving that effects. Okay, so I'll just select another, adjust a little bit. Okay, now this is it. I will reduce the opacity. Now we'll just neither I detach or I reduce the opacity for the appearance. So I'll give you like 84. Let's see. Okay, 84 is too obvious. So let me make it 50. 50. Yeah. Let's say 48. Okay, yeah, I think 48 was better. Yeah, 48 works better. And think of making some adjustments. Okay, I'll make some adjustments here. Space, just adjust the space a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said before, to achieve this particular stuff is very simple. Understand? You need to understand how maxing works. Understand? Because the more you max your design, the more you can be able to achieve what you're looking for. So I will just call this pattern. I'll call it pattern. I will lock it because I don't want something to, I don't want any element to interact with it. So the next will be our what? The number, the progress bar, and this particular profile here. So I will start with the number. The number is giving me 4/05. So let's start with 4. So the typeface I'll be using Comic Sans. That I'm using Comic Sans for it. So this is 4. I'm using Comic Sans here. It's 4. And I already have my typography being stored. Bro, I'm using iOS typography guideline. That is normally iOS I normally use typography when it comes to mobile game design. iOS typography guideline I normally use. So for the heading, I'll use 17 headline. So trying to highlight. So I'll use 17 headline. Yeah, headline works. Okay, so everything's okay. Yeah, the next will be slash. Just duplicate this particular stuff. Give it my slash. Duplicate it again. I'll give it this 5. Yeah, 5. So why the next one will be okay, love icon. Yeah, love icon. I'll use phosphor icon pack phosphor. I'll use it to get the love icon. Slowly it's coming up. Okay. Yeah. So I'll make sure that I set the width to fill. So I will search for hearts. Sorry, I think that is hearts. Yeah, hearts. So I'm picking this. So I'll just drag it out and drag it out. Yeah. And again, if you guys look at this particular color, they're using another version of pink, which I think I don't have the variation here. So that's why I have to have another box for this color. Just use my color pick to pick it out. Yeah, pick it out. So okay. So for the love, I'll just drag the love and just set the width to 20. That's 20. The width and height to be on 20. Pick my color here. Select my color style, paste it here. Okay. Sorry. Just select this. Okay, paste it here. The same with the text too. Send to the text, so should be above. I like both of them. Apply auto layouts, both of them. Auto layout, both of them. Yeah. Just keep the spacing, say 4. Yeah, 4 is not much. So I'll just highlight 3 of them at the same time. Highlight 3 of them. Make sure that I have to the colors. I will change the color to the deep pink. Yeah, I think this pink here, pink. This is the style. Paste it here, this particular color here. Yeah. Okay. So this is how I'm able to achieve this stuff. Yeah. It's very simple. Like, it's very simple. Like very simple. When it comes to game UI, once you understand the basics, you're able to proceed with any section. So I'll just push this particular stuff. Yeah. Finish to 4. 8 is okay, finish to 8. Okay, so 8. So why the next will be our progress. Okay, the circle, which is this 0 here. And this 0 has this 0 here. 0. So I think I'll use normal rectangle. So a normal circle here. Normal circle. Now that the shortcut to use, the shortcut is O. Shortcut O. Yeah, O. So just turn it a little bit. Because that's what this stuff is giving us. Yeah. That's what it's giving us. Okay, so we're able to see it perfect. Okay, so yeah. So reduce it a little bit. The first circle. So let me just set it to 24. Should be on 24. The height and width 24. Yes, 24. Height and width 24. Okay. Okay, yeah. Since I'm to adjust the width, the height. Okay, the width to give it the style. Okay. Let me just lock my main for now. Okay. Just get this. So I'll give it the tint of my color. Maybe 200. 200 is too much. Yeah. Okay. 100, yeah. 50, I start with 50. Duplicate it again. Reduce it. I'll give it this color here. Control V, this color. So I'll just have to adjust it a little bit. Yeah. Duplicate it again. And the next one will be my pink 500, yeah. And 50, sorry. 50. Okay. I think I'll have to add another one again. Another one. You cannot have add another one there. Add. Okay, the 3 should be on 100. So at the top will be on 50. Just have to reduce it. Okay. Yeah. So highlight it, Control G. I can adjust it So now for the top, spacing is a little kind of inside the margins. I'll drag the margin a little bit inside like this. Why this also come this? So this will be your line height here. So now the next section will be the progress bar. Also very simple to achieve. Okay, very simple. So just use my rectangle again. I'm using rectangle again. I'll draw it out. Rectangle. Yeah. For this rectangle. So let me put out this circle for now. Also my circle. Someone drop any question? Okay. So,
Yeah, sorry.
question.
Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, I think there's still a red circle inside the white.
Okay, inside. Yeah, it's true. Thank you. Yeah, God bless. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
well
you.
done.
Yeah, thank you, Shaman. Thank you. Yeah, I don't see that now. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so I just have to like duplicate Control D, reduce it again. So this will be the red. Yeah, thank you. God bless you. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Center is yeah. Yeah, thank you. So this is for this for now. TBA. Why the next will be this particular section here, also rectangle 2. Also use rectangle. And again, that is kind of this stuff here is kind of trickish, but we are going to achieve very simple to achieve here too. So drop it, make sure it's the same height. So the same width with your progress bar. Yeah. Make sure you centered. Yeah, centered. This also centered too. Yeah, also centered too. Okay. Centered. Okay. So next will be our work on our progress bar. Give it 8. 8. Yeah. 8 for the corner radius. The corner radius 8. I will make sure that my paint is kind of dim, duplicate it. I will reduce the height to 4. Yeah, to 4. Make sure it's centered with the parent itself. And yeah, okay. And I think I'll be breaking some rules here because I'm using 8 grid system here. A system point grid system, but I'm breaking some rules here. Okay, able to achieve something here. So I'll just pick this color, just detach the color. So I'll pick this color, this orange color. Okay. So this is orange color. And this is orange color. Yeah. So I will just give the height to 5. I'll make it to 5. Like I said, I'm breaking some rules here. 5 space 6. Okay, 6. So let me center. Yeah. Make sure the width, adjust the width a little bit. Adjust it a little bit again. Okay, yeah, this is what I want. Okay. Yeah. So for the orange, I think I want a little bit linear on it, gradient on it. So above it, should be above. I think let's copy this, paste it here. So why this top will be the I'll give it a little bit tint, like the light part, yeah. It can give me this particular version I'm looking for here. Yeah, this I'm looking for. Okay, so this time I'm able to achieve this particular progress, but very simple. I say very simple to achieve. Yeah, like always pay attention to details. Yeah, so this is stuff. I will group both of them. So I will call it outer I will call this inner. Always name your layers. It's very important. Inner. I'll use Control G to group it. Control G. I'll call it progress bar. Progress bar. Progress bar. Progress bar. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is the progress bar. So next we read this particular section here. Now, if you look at this section, also have a drop down here. Can you see that really match? Okay, Gideon, you're asking if you can download Figma on your PC. Gideon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can use Figma on your PC, yes. Because I'm using
Okay.
PC, yeah, you can use your PC, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so why the next section here? This we are to achieve this particular stuff here. Yeah, it's very simple to do it, but kind of trickish. But we're going to achieve it as a designer. We are going to achieve it here. Very simple. I'll just select this color style here. This color style. Toby, what is wrong with you, Toby? Okay, so so what I'll do next is I'll make sure that I'll be using vector form and vectors patterns like able to achieve this stuff here, because if I'm to use drop down, it won't match with this my own drop down here. So I'll work on that too, so you guys can see it. So before I am able, I will achieve that. If you guys notice that's kind of a little bit drop shadow around this, so I'll add a drop shadow. Go to my effect here, drop shadow. I'm sure my drop shadow is above, not below. I'm coming. So I think it's going to work here. It's going to work here. It will work here. Let me check if it works. Okay, perfect. Perfect, it works. But that means I will like play around with the stuff. Okay, it works here. It works here. Okay, the drop shadows match here. Yeah, it's match. So that means for this particular drop shadow here, I will pick the one here. I'll pick this one here. Nope. I'll pick color style here. Okay. I say, but it's not giving me what the vibe I want. I'll do it manually. So this Y and X, this Y means left up and down. Why this X mean left and right? Because I want this particular drop shadow to be above. So I'll just put minus to be at top. Can you see minus? And it will be on black. So I will set it to black. Should be just black to black. But I'll reduce the spacing, reduce it a little bit. Yeah. Why the black should be kind of, I'll give it a gray level. Yeah. Yeah, gray. Yeah, the gray. Yeah. Gray works better. So to achieve the 3D effect here, it's very simple. This is very simple. What I'll do is that I'll use normal rectangle, or I can just duplicate this here. Just duplicate it, bring it down. What am I doing? I'll just bring it down. So what I'll do is make sure remove the effects. I'll just remove the effects, drag it up a little bit, push it up here. Like I said, I want to give you like 3D views. Let me check. Okay. So what I will do, just double tap it, double tap, drag. Once I double tap, make sure that your stuff is on Paint Tools P. Is on Paint Tools, this P here, and just drag it here. What am I doing? Sorry. What is wrong with this? Okay. Once I double tap, it should be on my select, not pen tool, sorry. Double tap it, double tap, should be on my pen tool. So for the pen tool aspect, no wrong by rectangle. Why is stop not clicking? I don't know what's wrong with my rectangle. So coming, guys. I don't know what is wrong with my stuff. I'm going to figure it out. Once I double tap, I suppose I need to be able to. Okay. Select my pen tools.
Hello.
Yeah.
So ignore the pen. Once you double tap, just drag the node. The node in the bottom left.
Yeah. I think something is waiting the story because okay. I know what I'll see what I'm looking for. Sorry. Okay. Once I just double tap it. Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah, because something was blocking my stuff. I think so. So I'll just drag it up a little bit like this, or put it like this. Since 3D effects, something like this, yeah, works much better for me. Yeah, highlight it too. Yeah, so it's giving me the 3D effect I want. So I'll just have to like adjust the color, give it a little bit shade, small shade. Yeah. So guys, see, can you see I'm able to achieve this particular drop down here. The 2D effects I'm looking for. Yeah. The 2D here, I'll just click both of them and just Control G both of them. Yeah, Control G. Group both of them. Yeah, group both of them. Yeah. So the next will be these icons here. No, I won't be using this specific icon, but I will use related icons too. Yeah, related icons. I have illustration, yeah, illustration too. So I need to add my stars here. Okay, the stars is very simple to achieve. Just like I like using phosphor icons. It gives me what I want, the phosphor icons. Phosphor icon. So it should be always be on fill. I'll look for star. Star, something like this works better. Star. So I'll just drag it out. Set the size to 20. Okay, bring it in, reduce it a little bit to 16. Like I said, all this number I'm using is not a random number. If you're like an intermediate designer or beginners, will understand point grid system. Understand? But for beginners, point grid system is kind of like a rules or a framework. Let me say it's a rules we use when it comes to your spacing, your line height, and so on and so forth. But that will be for another class. I will like explain more on point grid system for the beginners to understand. So just say this, let's be on 12. 12 is better. This should be a 12. Highlight both of them, center it. I want to be like, okay. Center both of them. Let me make it to be 16. I can make it to be 14. Yeah, 14 is okay. 14. The color orange, but orange will be like kind of the okay, so the orange, okay, so I'll pick the orange color from here. Yeah, I think it's not the orange I want. So I pick the orange color. I'll give it the gradient should be on linear, should be top and down. Top and down, copy this, paste it here. Paste it here. The down parts. I think I will set this to let me say diamond. So I will just have to reduce. See. Okay, yeah. I think it's giving me what I want here. I'm using diamond, set gradients. Okay, diamond. Why the other side push it down a little bit? Okay, but it's not that you. Okay, yeah. I'll add another. I'll add stroke on it. I think I'll add stroke on it because I want it to pop out a little bit to pop out. So I'll add stroke. So yeah, I'll add stroke. So the stroke I'll be using the color here, this orange color, the outer orange color. You see the outer, yeah, the outer pink color. So I will pick it to be 900. So I will set the number to 0. Pixel to 0.8. Yeah, 0.8. Okay. 0.8. Okay. That's for the start. So I just have to like duplicate Control D, move it something like this, and also the end parts, drag it like this. Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? So I will drag it here. So I make sure that these particular stars will be on the same, will be in the same group. So I'll just Control G to group it. Click on the center it properly. Align center. Okay, yeah, this is it here. I will highlight both of them. Control G. Because when it comes to game aspect, I prefer using normal Control G to group my stars than using frame selection to group it. So you can call it progress bar. Why this? I will call this. I'll just call this bar. Guys, always name your stores. It matters a lot because when developers start to handle your designs, they have to implement it. They don't know where to pick or where not to pick. So I'll call this stars. Yeah. So these are progress bar. So make sure sorry. Okay, my progress bar. Highlight these, center these, yeah, to align together. So why the next will be on this particular step here, but I won't be using this particular image. I'll just use something dummy inside of it. Yeah, something dummy. Okay. It's this, I think this and this should be in the same group. Yeah, Control G, this and this same group. Why this and this will be on the same group. Same group. So that means I now need to adjust the spacing. Should be on like 12 is okay. 12. Remove this. Say, is there any reason you prefer Control G over? Okay, yeah. Okay, the reason I prefer Control G over frame selection is that like let's say it's kind of a self reference, understand? Like you can see use normal Control or G, which is the frame selection to group. But I just say when it comes to G, I just prefer using Control G. Understand? Just kind of a self preference. There's nothing wrong with it. You can use normal group. So make sure this is okay. Repeat with this Control G. Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I've used Photoshop when it comes to game stores a lot, yeah. But when it comes to product UI, I do use frame selection to group, you understand? When it comes to product UI, but for game, I like using normal group. Yeah, I like using normal group, yeah. Thank you, Toby. So I'll call this what I call it. Let's see, number slash part. That's like that, yeah. Let's give it a name. So this and this should be together. Why this? So this the outer should be will be the white. So I'll give it white. which default white is yeah, there's default white. Duplicate it. It should be something here. Yeah, so this will be this icon. But I will using another element or illustration for this particular character here. So I'll just pick this for now. So this here, this is my stores here. So I'll come to this later on. So let me focus on this. So I'm able to add this. So this is our stuff here. Okay. So I'll bring in like random icons, illustration here. So make sure that you place it on its own. Don't put your main image like on your parents, your friend parents, like your parents' frame. Just place the image on its own. So if you look at this particular stuff here, we have kind of a little bit blurry. So head over to my effects. We have layer blur. Can you see? Layer blur, background blur, but we're using layer blur. So I'm able to blur the background. So I can just increase it. Can you guys see how I'm able to achieve this particular blur effect they have here? Very simple. Very simple. So this is the image. So the next will be our play illustration here. Play illustration. So to achieve this is very simple. I'll hide my layout grid. I'll be using, like I said, I'll be using frame. So I'll be using frame. So someone left the meeting. Okay, so I'll be using frame. So I'll be using like, oh, sorry, not frame, rectangle. So push out the rectangle here, something like this. Make sure it's okay. Okay, it should be on this first. On this first. Center it, make sure it's centered. Make sure it's centered. Centered. Duplicate this. And duplicate it. Make sure it's this end part. Also hits this end part here. Just try to get a little bit. Yeah. Make sure it's centered. The alignment is well aligned. Center. Okay. Now this top, I will say to the top. The top 12 might be. The top left and right is 12. Also this 12. So this 12. And if you guys look notice this particular top and here they kind of join together. It's very simple to achieve in Figma, very simple. So what I will do is that also set my here, set it to 12, the top 12, the left and right 12, the down part 12, this 12 too. So what I will do is that it's how much of them they blend. You can still use the same image, but let me just pick the same image. Let me show you guys something. So if I just pick the same image, yeah, okay, copy the color here, copy it out. There's open it. Okay. Paste the color. Also, there's the color. I think I'll reduce the opacity. I'll reduce the opacity a little bit. I'll reduce the opacity like 8. So I can able to see the background. It is too much. 90. 90, yeah. 98 is okay. Now, if you guys notice, it's a 90. Let me leave 90. If you guys notice, can you see? It's showing me the upper rectangle shape. I can adjust like this, but it's not giving me that round vibe. It's very simple to achieve. So I'll just make sure that I like both of them. Make sure it's centered. Head over to this here. Can you see this particular section here? Now I'll set it to union. Can you guys see union? Boom. Can you guys see? I'm able to achieve this now. So if maybe I want to like make it to be more cornered, it's very simple too. It's very simple to make it more cornered. I can just increase this a little bit, also this a little bit. So that's 22. claims is 24. 24, yeah. So both of them are union. The same framework. You can see control both of them inside the union group. Both of them, you can see control both of them. Play around with both of them too. So I can also add this 20. I need to add the number sheds. Okay, not the number. Adjust a little bit. Center it. Make sure the two are centered. Shade, when it comes to game UI, almost all the features are very important because you'll be using them to fasten your workflow. Adjust a little bit. Okay. So this is how we're able to get this. Very simple. So for now, I will just keep this for now. So let's head back and fix the down section. So for this status bar, to get it very simple, kind over to your assets. Already have my iOS iPad design system. So I'll just search for it, indicator. Think home indicator. I'll just drag it in. I just drag it out. I see. Get back to my stops here. Make sure it's centered. Down part, set it to white. Okay, this is your portrait. Okay. Change. Okay. It's white what? Set it to be on white. So I can just detach. Just leave it on F. Yeah. Just detach. Yeah. But I will give it gray color. You can able to show gray, yeah. Gray, able to show. But it's different because of the background differences. That's why. So the next will be this particular section. Also very simple to achieve. Very simple to achieve. My rectangle. I draw my rectangle. It's my rectangle. It's a rectangle. And the funny part about rectangle is that you can play around with rectangle well. You can play around with it, customize it where you feel like to customize it. Than sometimes using frame. Using frame. Because rectangle will give you kind of the style or the ability to play around with. So I'll pick the color here. I'll pick this color here for now. Just pick it for now. So if you guys notice, they have this dot and two corners and two open section here, two open gap. Also very simple to achieve. So I will set this to 64. 64. Like I said, all this number I'm using is not a random numbers. No, it's not. I'm not using the random numbers. So okay, this sucks. Okay, so say to 24. Yeah, 24. So to achieve this particular dot is very simple. My O, draw it out a little bit. I'll just give it 14. 14 is okay. So make sure it's being positioned the place you want it to be. Something like this. Yeah. Also duplicate it. Also the down part. Yeah, the down part. So I'll just highlight this, highlight my frame itself. Head back to, I won't be using union, that I will use subtract. You guys see, I'm able to achieve this particular stuff. Very simple, no stress. And also, if you look at this stuff, we have drop down effects. Guys, drop down effects here. Same pattern we used the other time. Head back to my effects. Drop down. Remove the blot to make the blot to be on 0. Now I'm using the 300. So the drop, I will use something like 500 or 400 because you give me the 3D vibe. So I'll go to my created in this file. 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Yeah, I'll say 600. Okay, 600 works better, yeah. I'll go with 600. Can you see? Okay, so I'm able to give you the 3D drop down effect. Very simple. Very simple, yeah. So the next will be this icon here and this other illustration here. So for these dots here, it's very simple to achieve it. You can use pen tools. You can also use the line element here. And there's how many lines here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 lines. 6 lines. I just have to put out only one line. I'll just put only one line for now. Just for now. Reduce the width to be on 4. The width should be on 4. 0 point stroke 0.8. Kind of a little bit tiny. 0.8. The color should be needs this. Okay, yeah. So just duplicate this, Control D. I'll just auto layout both of them so I can able to like fasten my space. Okay, so I'll duplicate 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the reason I'm using this I'm using auto layout so I can able to like give it a proper spacing. I'll just say 24 is too much. Yeah. 8. It is too much. 4. Okay, 4 works better. Yeah, 4 works better. Like I said, auto layer is very important when it comes to adjusting your space and some and other stuff too. So I'll call this dots. Call this dots. The next will be this particular setting. So the setting throughout my stops here. Stops here. Yeah. Make sure it's centered. So the height and width, I'll make it 32. Make it 32. The height and width 32. Height and width 32. So the place here. Notice there will also a drop down. Have a drop down effect. I think so. Yeah. Have a drop down effect, which are also going to achieve. So I will pick the red, the pink, or the deep pink or deep red, with here. Now we're using effects to achieve this 3D. It has the 3D effect too, like above of it, not under, like above. So for my setting, there's 2 ways you can do it. Neither you use plugin or you can do it manually. To do it manually, very simple. I just use my rectangle here. Think my stroke, yeah. Stroke. I'll just remove the fill color, increase my stroke, if do I want it. I will go down to the setting. I will set the setting to from solid to dash. From solid to dash. The dash I reduce. Sorry. So I'll see 1, 2, 3, 6. See, I'll reduce it 6. It is 6. I'll make it, yeah. There's something fishy going on here. Okay. Dash gap, give it gap, yeah. You centered. Okay. Next side. So should be on not dynamics. Let's see. Can go with the custom. Let's go with the custom, play around with the custom, the dash gap, play around with it. So what I will do is dash. I think it's not giving me what I want, because I'll have to play around with it a little bit before I'm able to achieve what I'm looking for. This 8, give it 3, I'll say 6. 6 too much. It's here. Think calculate 6. think it's not giving me what I want because of too much spacing. I think so. Was too much spacing. So outside, yeah, and this is what I want. Outside, the other one is spacing. 6. So it's not giving me what I want, but I have to play around with it. Like I said, there are 2 ways to achieve the setting buttons. Settings, yeah, settings icon. So I'll be using plugin because of time. I'll be using plugin. Yeah, we're using plugin. So for the plugin aspect, I'll look for settings icon. Like the first one icon. I'll be using space setting icon here. So I'll look for setting. Okay, I think I'll go with this. I'll just go with this. I'll go with something like this. Something like this. This works much better. But sometimes I do create my setting from scratch. So depending on the style. So I'll just select this color here. Yeah, it should be white. So it should be 20. The height and width should be 20. Always lock your aspect ratio if you have to resize your icons. I will paste it inside of this. Make sure both of them are a little bit centered. They are centered properly. So okay, yeah. So for if you look at that, it's having like 3D effects all over it. Yeah, 3D effects. Even these stuff here too. So what I will do next is click on this, head over to my effects. Now I'm using effects. Now I'm using inner shadow, drop shadow, so on and so forth. So I'll first start with drop shadow, remove my blur, or I can remove my blur, set this to 1. This will be 1 for now. The spray, I can increase the spray should be the red, the deeper red of this, the tint, the shade red of this here. Yeah, the shade red of this, this is what we have, which is the one we have here. The shade of it. Now for this inspect features have like big features inside of it, able to achieve what you want. Now this is the drop shadow first, so I'll just remove it first. Duplicate or I create new one. Just duplicate it, Control D. Once I click on this particular effect, head over to my drop shadow. From drop shadow, I'll say to inner shadow. I'm going to use inner shadow. Now for the inner shadow, I will increase, like I said, the Y. Like I said, Y mean Y plus means up, minus means down. So the Y up. What I will do next, I will just remove the spray. Now we increase the blur a little bit. Can you see? I'll increase the blur a little bit. The blur, yeah. I'll increase the blur a little bit. So you give me that 3D, give me that 3D vibes. 3D vibes. But what I'll do next is I'll make sure that the red, I'll give it a little bit like how I say the tint aspect of it, the tint. Yeah, the tint, yeah. The tint. Reduce the blur a little bit. Yeah, this is what I want a little bit. Yeah. Blur. Okay, this is what I want. So we have 3 white circle dots. Yeah. So I can use pen tools. I'm going to use rectangle too. Adjust it manually here. Something like this. Something like this. I'll just give it F, the default F, which is the default white. Just copy it, head over to my stuff here. Make sure it's outside though. Yeah. Test it to be something here. Reduce opacity. Maybe I will leave the appearance opacity to 50. Yeah. 50. Also duplicate this. Reduce it a little bit. a little bit dark. So give me top effects. Okay. Now we have, I think we have another drop color of this, which is this one here. So it's also really simple to achieve. I'll just either I will duplicate this my circle, I'll just duplicate it, just duplicate, just remove the inner shadow. Okay, so the color should be my dark part of this. The shade, reduce it. The drop shadow, I'll remove it from spread. From spread, yeah, should be something like this. Something like this. So let's check. Something similar to this, yeah. So have to like something like this. Okay, so that it works better. Yeah, I think we are kind of close to what we're looking for. So this looks like this works better for us. Yeah, I think kind of increase it a little bit. But if for example, for instance, if it's working on a real life project, I always make sure that these colors are properly set on my local styles. So I'm able to use it like using it like very easy than decreasing the colors. So I'll call this let's say reflect, yeah. So I'll just group everything. So this and this, I'll just group these two. I'll call this, just call it outer. I'll call this inner. Group this first, group these two first. Group these two first, Control G. Why this and this and this, Control G. So I'll call it setting. Settings. Is my settings, yeah. Call it settings. Okay. Now if you guys notice, we have kind of drop and we have like effect here. Can you see this effect here? Which is also going to actually very simple to do it. You can use something rectangle, you can use pen tools. So I'll just use pen tools. So I use pen tools, something like this. So like this. So what I will do is that just drag this in. If I want to give it the circle effect, I'll just tap on it like this. Click on this, drag it. When it comes to this, I don't know why it's okay. I don't know what's wrong with my stuffs here. Okay, I think okay, yeah. So what I will do, click on this, make sure it's highlighted, yeah, which is particular stuff. I will drag it and just gonna redo it. Give it, yeah, this is what I want. I give it this. So I'm able to drag it circle like this. I'll just pick. So I'll remove the stroke. Should be on fill. Select something. Select the color. Yeah, with this particular color here. But I'm using related to our own color. I will just have to drag this up here. I'll drag this up here. So what I will do, the mistake I did, I suppose do the pen tools inside of this, so I can able to measure my shape properly. I'll just click on this, click on this. Yeah, we think is that what we did there? Okay. So let me just do it once. Click on this. I can just lock it. So I just have to like adjust everything manually here. This is one thing annoying. This is one thing I dislike. Something with pen tools. Yeah. Also click this too. It might be. should be on move. Highlight these two. Highlight these two here. Boom, this is what I'm looking for, yeah. Why this? This doesn't matter because I'm going to max it too. So you can be able to show these stuff too. So this is what I'm looking for. I'll remove the fill, set stroke, set it to fill. The fill should be something like this. Okay. Looks better. I can, yeah, manually. I just it manually. So what I will do is click on my to make sure that this particular vectors illustration match with this my style. So I'll click on this is my stuff. Okay. I'll just duplicate it. Now this the one I duplicated will serve as the main curve. So set it to stroke. Boom. Can you see? I'm able to like achieve what I'm looking for. Like I said, maxing is very important. It's very important when it comes to game UI. It's very, very important. You need to like use it a lot. You need to use it a lot. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking for. So I'll group it with the main, with both of them, Control G. Control G. So let me just leave the naming for now. So this is my setting. This is the dots. This is my setting. So the next will be these sections, this 5i illustration. Yeah, because of time, like I will try fasting everything because of time. I think we have spent already 10 o'clock. I spent much of time here. So because of time, we'll try fasting everything. So the next will be this. To achieve this is also very simple. Like the same pattern we use to achieve this setting. Like my circle, put it out. Do I want it? Yeah. So I want it. I will call this 40. I'll call it 40. I'll give it 40. The width and height 40. The bold enough 40. What I'll call it 40. Okay. So we'll start by giving it color. Pick this color here. Yeah. If you guys notice, we have like kind of light reflection on it. Duplicate. Drop it down like this. Okay, let me just place the white. I'll just put white. So what I will do is I will use gradients to set it properly. So I'll just turn it around. This will be 0. Yeah. So this will give it to default white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll reduce the opacity. I'll reduce opacity to something. Opacity to 50. I'd like 50. 50. 50. Yeah. But it's not giving me the glow vibe I want. It's not giving me the glow vibes I want. It's not giving me the glow vibe I want. I think I will leave it. Okay, it's coming up a little bit. Okay, it's giving me the glow vibe I want now. Yeah. So okay, yeah. So I'll reduce it. I'll just resize it. I'll just resize it like the way I did the other one. Resize it. Resize it. Okay. I have to unlock my aspect ratios. I'm able to play around with the height and width properly. Okay. If you guys notice, okay, I think it's something. So this comes in. This comes in. I think this comes in. Why? I will push. Yeah, it's a little bit in. So I will just give it the normal white, the normal fill color, reduce opacity. The opacity to 40, sort of 40, yeah. Yeah, to 40. Yeah, 40. for the icons, so I will replace it with icons too. I'll just do both of them. Control G. Both of them. It's not giving me the white vibes I want. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Control G. Where is reflects. That's I love reflecting. So this is my thoughts here. I'll just have to duplicate. Okay, I think drop shadow. There's no I need to add drop shadow on it. I'll click on it to my stuff here. Add a drop shadow. Make sure that the blur is set to 0. Push the y-axis to something like 2 or 1. Okay, 2 works better. Increase the blur a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's giving me the drop water vibe, the 3D water vibe. Yeah. So just duplicate this. Duplicates this 620. Okay. 5. So I will adjust spacing that it's able to fit. So once I add auto layout on it, but adjust, it's not like pushing the endpoint. I'll just put it on auto, double tap inside of it. So I'm able to adjust it. Can you see? Push it aside a little bit. So the varnish maybe to be 8. 8 here. I'll close, yeah. 8 here is okay. Yeah, it's okay like this. I think so 16. Okay. Now, can you guys see how I'm able to achieve this particular stuff here? Yeah. So for the key icon, you can also do it manually, but because of time, I can't be able to do it because of time. For the key, can't be able to do it because of time. I think I've spent too much time here. So now that I'm able to achieve this particular stuff here, I can just highlight. Make sure that you always lock your image here. Always lock your image. You always lock your image. Also show the lock image. Like this. Control. Okay. So make sure that you highlight these stuff here. So might be okay. Lock my home indicator. Highlight this. Control G. Let me reduce the opacity of these stuff to drawing more attention from the main set itself. Let's see. Okay, 20. Yeah, 20 is okay. Like this. I'll reduce this to like 50, 40. Okay, yeah. So there is no like it's better like this than before. Okay. Now can you guys look at how we're able to achieve this particular stuff here? Okay, so for the illustration here, I think picking illustration will be much better. The icon of Scotch. So because of time, like I'll be using like random icons because of time, here. But I've spent so much time here, and I do apologize for the network issue with previous time. So for this top nav here, if you notice, you need to add drop down on it so you can differentiate it from the background. So for the main, I'll add a drop shadow. I'll add another drop shadow. But this one will come below the previous drop shadow. The previous one, so I will just delete the block for now, increase the opacity a little bit. Okay, something blur should be 0. Okay, increase the blur a little bit. But I won't be using this default 0, I'll use 1212, 1E because using default black, it's when it comes to UI, it's very poor because it stands the user's eye. Yeah. Okay, I think someone asked a question.
Yeah, why can't we use default black when it comes to game UI? Because I know that in product design, due to some screen display, for example, if you are using like
the same thing. Yeah, the same thing applies to game UI too.
Sorry?
The same thing with game UI.
Okay. Because I know that if you are using like this OLED screen, is preferable to use like a black shade 0 because it's kind of like the display, it's much more better than taking from a darker shades of other colors.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, so like because how would I put it, the product principles also apply for the game principles too. You understand? So you can't just use it too. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
No, you're welcome, sir. So like I said, because of time, so I won't be adding much illustration here. So the last note on the list here, I think what we have next is this. If you look this grid inside of this, these grids are very simple to achieve, and also this particular stuff here. So let's achieve this thing. We can call it a night and also a day. So to achieve this particular stuff here, very simple. Your rectangle, like I say, rectangle plays a lot of role when it comes to game UI here. So rectangle here. So the first, what I'll do next is make sure my top it's to bring it down a little bit. I'll just pick the color here. Pick the color here. Let's pick this color. Pick this color, yeah. So once I pick this color, so we have this white effect or white color inside of it. So let me give this 12. Let me to break more. 12. Yeah, 12. So I'll just bring it down. And this should be above. Yeah, I think it's above. This top is above. Yeah. I think it's above. I'll just duplicate. Give it white. F. Yeah. So just reduce it. Reduce it. And just lock in the aspect ratio. I can just reduce. So center it. Yeah, center it properly. Yeah, center it. So what I'll do next is the height. The height. Yeah, increase the height. Yeah, increase the height. Yeah. So I'll add a corner radius on this. Gradient on the background aspect. The down aspect. So just come over here. It should be okay. So the main color is the top one. I'll just copy it and paste it down part. So the down part, I'll just copy this effect here. This, if you look at the have white effect here. This white effect here. I'll add another color, another which will be the centered one, but I'll switch both of them, center, and this white should come here. This goes here. This white, which is particular one here, I will put a little bit effect on it. Yeah, effect on it. And okay, so we're going to have kind of drop inner shadow inside this stuff. So that is very simple. Still, this our white. So what I will do is click on this white effect. It will be inner shadow. Inner shadow. Inner shadow will be, the blur will be 0 for now. The Y axis should be like 2 or 1. Okay. 2. 2 is okay. 1E, 1E, 1E. Okay. Increase the opacity a little bit. So reduce this. Let me this to be 1, yeah. So I can be able to, yeah. So the black. Okay. Can you guys see? I'm able to like achieve that stuff. So what again? That is it for now. That is for now. So okay, I think I'll add a little bit to 4 here. Also 4 here. Okay, 2 should be 2. 2. 2. 2. Make sure it's centered. Make sure it's centered. Yeah. And this stuff will have a drop shadow too. The parents will have drop shadow. We have drop shadow. Let's see, it should be 0. 0 for now. Set it to 2. 1E, 1E, 1E. Oh, small color riots. 1E, 1E. Yeah, wow. So I put it to 1 for now. Reduce the press it a little bit. Yeah, I think this works better for us. And why this? I just say this to a little bit gray. It should be gray. Like I said, because of time, we're wasting so much time because of network, the network issue. I won't be putting this icon the illustration one by one to take time. What just happened now? Okay, so that means I will redo it now. I will redo it in our next class. So can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so you don't do this is very funny. Like to me, they're like I don't know what to do. Like what just happened now? This is very funny to me. I'm even trying to use my laptop, but it's not working. But I don't know. Maybe Figma. I don't know what's wrong with Figma. So on our next class, I think maybe.
Or you see, if you can actually log out and log in, you can actually close that.
Yeah, I think so. Yes, like it's like it will be a bug from Figma.
Yeah,
a bug. Yeah,
that's
a bug. Yeah, we'll do it later. So okay, like I said, to complete this particular design by fixing this illustration, like I said, so far so good. Any question?
The reason why the 0 on our design is that little.
Is that little?
Yes. Is there a reason why it's small?
You mean the 0, yeah?
The font size we are using for the 0, the number, the digits here. Is there a reason why we are using a small?
You mean this one, yeah?
Yeah, that's 0.
It's not a font now. It's not a font. It is it now. Is it a font?
No, it's not a font. It's a design. I need a custom design.
The design.
You understand?
That means I must have missed that side. Okay.
Yeah, no, let me see. Yeah, if you know, John, yeah. Can I say we're going to be fast tomorrow, so can I able to complete this particular one tomorrow too? Like I said, so far so good, no question. And I believe you guys also gain some knowledge from this particular designs too, and also some shortcuts when it comes to Figma, I believe. So,
good evening.
Okay, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, I have a question. Are we going to have a prototype, like prototyping?
Okay, I think meet the prototype. Okay, that would be maybe on our last class. So good. Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Okay, now bye, everyone. Bye.